Now that Doug has the engine wrapped up, I'm gonna go get Allyssa. We're gonna go into the training. Mickey versus Rocky, Rocky versus Apollo, right? So I'm like Rocky and, I'm like Mickey and Rocky, right? I'm both characters, and she's gonna be more like a trainee. She's gonna be, oh, Tommy Gunn. She could be Tommy Gunn, remember? Then later he turned on her like when she stole my car. So that's actually, you know, yeah, that's weird. History kind of like, what do they call it? Truth is stranger than fiction? So what I want to start with, you guys, is the B engine, what Mopar called their B series big block engines. What we're doing is we've got some 440s, 383s, 426 Hemi short blocks that we're getting ready to build out. I thought this might be a good opportunity with everything laid out to be able to walk Allyssa through how to be able to eyeball a B engine from an RB engine from a 426 Hemi. So we're going to talk about that. I stand corrected on one thing on the B engines just because I'm kind of anal retentive about this. I want to point it out. I mentioned that there's the 361, the 383, and the 400 are B engines. In 1958, and all of you Christine fans will know this, they introduced the B engine, and it was a 350 cubic inch called the Golden Commando with the inline dual fours available on it. That was the engine that Christine had in it. So technically, there were 4 B engines. Just the odds of us actually working on a 350, I think, is why I omitted it. But I'm willing to admit when I make a mistake. So 361, 383, and 400 are your B series engines.
Okay. 361,
383, and 400.
Okay.
Okay, now let's just
And
move.
this is a 383.
And this is a 383, because remember here on this pad, you've got D383. When you see the D right there and the 383, you're gonna start with 1965 had an A. 1966 was a B, 1967 was a C, 1968 was a D, 69 was an E, and 70 was an F, and on up through the alphabet. 71 would have been G. So when you see D383, that date is not the date this was cast. That's on the side of the block in raised lettering.
Okay.
Stamped into this is the date that the engine was assembled. The long block assembly was done. So it was intended to go in a 68 model car. Now this is the one that, for the most part, most of the cars that we have here are RB series engines. Then the other big block that they've got is the legendary Elephant, the 426 Hemi, which could never, ever be mistaken with a 440. The main difference when you look at these are a couple of things. First off, you notice they both have this machined off pad right here.
Yes.
You see this area here? What does that read on there?
440.
What's in
F.
front? F.
440.
So what year is that engine?
71.
It's still a 70.
Okay.
The alphabet's still working the way it did when I was
I think
in
it was my
school.
math that was off a little there.
I think
it's stressful.
It's like the McMetric system at McDonald's. Remember when they introduced the McMetric system?
You did good.
Thank you.
Okay, this one also has the machined off pad, but on it, what does it read?
You're only asking because you can't see, huh? 3H420.
If that wasn't a 3 and we know it has to be an alpha, what is it?
Probably a B.
Okay, so it's a 1966 426 Hemi, and that's actually what it's going in as a 66 Hemi Charger. So on our 426 Hemi, you've got, let's just take the number 2 main journal, this one right here. Great big bolt, great big bolt. That's what you see over here on the number 2 main journal of the 440. That's it for the 440. That's all that holds that crankshaft in the saddle is those 2 bolts. You go to the Hemi, which is a high performance, meant to go fast, later went into drag racing, ran nitro on them, and these things were born to boogie. They not only had these 2 here, but they also had a cross bolt. This also was the extra webbing in the block and the extra strength to hold this bottom end together under blunt force trauma, like maybe the backfire of a blower or something like that. So we're just getting started on the tutorials. Absolutely thrilled about this because it's a chance for me to share some of the things that I know that they should know, and maybe in Doug's case he does know. It's also cool because right on topic, we're gonna be putting an RB 440 in our 1969 GTX. So this is a great opportunity for her to really soak up some good knowledge.